Good morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do the highly requested Primark skincare haul and review. I haven't got every single item, but I have got 12 items from the range. There were some items that I wanted and they just weren't in stock on the day I went into Primark. But the first one I want to apply is the lip gloss because it's the only makeup item. So I thought I would put it on top of what I already have on, which is the Too Faced liquid lipstick in Sugar Cookie. So let me show you the lip gloss. It only comes in one colour and it's supposed to be a lip plumping lip gloss. And I really like this. This is £5. It feels more like a lip balm. It feels like a liquid lip balm more than a lip gloss. It doesn't feel anything like a lip gloss. I think it probably should be called a lip cream. Does they call it gloss? Plumping lip gloss, yeah. Because I don't really like lip glosses because I find them too sticky and too thick and they just remove my lipstick anyway pretty much immediately. This one, like I said, feels more creamy. There's no stickiness to it whatsoever, and it is supposed to have a bit of tingling because it says if the tingling is too much, take it off. I only get the tiniest bit of tingling even if I use it on bare skin. I'll show you what it would look like on bare skin. That's the colour there, so it's a lovely peachy colour. But I've been using it mostly as a lipstick, on top of lipstick. I really like that, do really like that. And like I said, I only get a tiny bit of tingling. It's not uncomfortable. It's not one that's gonna make your lips, you know, some of them, if you've got a plumping lip gloss, make the outsides go all red or really sting, you know, and this one doesn't do that on me anyway. So on to the main event, which is the skincare. So I first want to talk about the ingredients overall because I really have no issues with any of the ingredients. There's no added fragrance in any of these, there's no essential oils and there's no alcohol, and so that means I'm pretty much happy with all of them. There's no other ingredient really, maybe PHMB if I can avoid it, and I haven't seen that in any of them, but there's no other ingredient that I'm specifically trying to avoid. That doesn't mean to say that every single ingredient in all of this is something that I'd love in my skincare, because there's a lot of ingredients when I was looking at them that I either don't know or I haven't researched. So I just wanted to make that clear that I haven't gone through and researched every single ingredient because that would take me months and months. So I just wanted it to be clear that those are my kind of big things I avoid. I haven't seen any parabens in here, so I don't think there's any, I don't think they're using parabens as their preservatives, but there may be other things that some of you are avoiding. Like I think I may have seen phenoxyethanol in there, which some of you want to avoid. There's glycerin in a lot of these products. There's shea butter. I think they're two really good ingredients, but some people say they break them out. So just be aware of that. No fragrance, no alcohol, it is cruelty free and it is vegan. So perfect. The reason some people might be confused why it says vegan and cruelty free products relates to how the products are tested, the final product. Vegan relates to the ingredients, so vegan and cruelty free. Skincare is split into 5 categories. So there is pore balance, pollution solution, pump and glow, maximum moisture, and sleep spa. Sleep spa is where I didn't get many, if any. Did I get any? Oh no, I've got one product from the Sleep Spa, and that's where I want to buy more products from. Let me start with the one I was most excited about, which is this. This is the Micellar Cleansing Gel. You guys know I love micellar water, but I tend to use my micellar water as a toner and to sort of wipe any residue from my makeup remover off. I have tried one other micellar gel, which was by Nivea, I think, and it wasn't very good at all, but I was keen to try this. My first use of it, I thought, yep, I like this, definitely like this, but it doesn't take every scrap of makeup off, and that has been my continued experience. I've used this to remove my makeup 3 times, so it was quite high, so it doesn't take an awful lot. You know, even though I felt like I continuously soaked a cotton pad in it, it hasn't gone down that much. But what I would say is, if you wear a heavy duty mascara, not necessarily waterproof because I don't wear waterproof mascara, but I do wear eyeliner and I do wear mascara that stays and doesn't, you know, flake, etc. It would take you quite a few goes with this to get it off, and by the end of it I had to put a bit on a cotton wallet and just sit going backwards and forwards, as opposed to just being able to rub this into the eyes. I have tried it that way and then remove it. It's not quite powerful enough to remove every scrap of makeup. So I didn't mind that too much, and I will continue to use this, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's a repurchase for me, because what I also found was it leaves your face feeling sticky. So I don't think you'd want to use this and then go straight onto a moisturiser or anything like that. It definitely had a sticky feeling, and I know a lot of people already feel that with micellar waters. You already feel like you've got some residue on your face, and with this I just my face didn't feel right. It felt like it was going to tighten up, and so I would go in with my liquid micellar water after using this. And so because it doesn't fully get my eye makeup my eye makeup off, that's why it won't be a repurchase, but I do like it. And I think if you don't wear, who doesn't wear mascara and eyeliner though? I don't know, maybe. If you don't wear heavy duty stuff on your eyes, you might be okay with this. Sorry, I should have said this is from the Maximum Moisture range. So the next thing from the Maximum Moisture range is the Moisture Locking Everyday Moisturiser. This says that it's a buildable, deeply nourishing emulsion with squalane, peptides, amaranth oil, black cumin oil, and it's the go-to solution for thirsty skin. This one is £5 and comes in this tube. I like this, I don't love it, and I'm a little disappointed that there is no SPF, a lot disappointed actually, because it'd be really interesting to see how that worked and how that was formulated. And this is called an everyday moisturiser, but obviously you can only use this in the morning if you are then going to apply another SPF, whereas I know now that a lot of us, like myself, want to just apply one cream which includes an SPF. So I've been using this as a night cream. What I would say this feels like is the natural moisturising factors. That to me is exactly what it's like, although this is a little bit more, ever so slightly more lightweight than the natural moisturising factors from The Ordinary. Now, you know, I bought the natural moisturising factors a couple of times, but I think I always said that it wasn't something I loved. It was just a nice sort of basic moisturiser to put on top of my serums and treatments, and that's what this is. It feels very, very nice going on. It feels nice and soothing. Scent wise, like I said, there's no fragrance or essential oils in these, so none of them have a good scent. They're all a little bit sort of musty smelling. This one actually doesn't have any scent at all, but there are some of them that are a bit musty smelling. So I like this, and I'm not sure if I would repurchase this again. How much is it? This one is £5, again £5. Yeah, you know what, I probably would. I think it's something that I would repurchase now and again, you know, but it wouldn't be like, oh, I have to have that type of situation. The final product I have for the Maximum Moisture range is this Hydration on the Go. This says super concentrated dose of hydration with hyaluronic acid, vitamin B5, delivers a fast absorbing shot of highly potent moisture actives anytime you need it. I wasn't really sure how I was going to use this, and I'm still not sure what I think of this. It's not something I've found that useful, to be honest. It's a little tube. I watched the video, it's just like a gel. I watched the video of Alex Steinherr talking about this, and she was saying she likes that it's got this little applicator because you could put it like under your eyes if you wanted. And she was also saying you can mix this in with your foundation or your moisturiser. I wouldn't necessarily add this into I certainly wouldn't add it into foundation. That just isn't something I do, because it would make the foundation not the coverage that it was, and that's, you know, I've bought a foundation because it's a certain coverage. I'm not going to dilute it with moisturiser. I might put it on before foundation, but that would be more as a primer, and there is already a primer. Yeah, I haven't really known what to do with this. I've tried it, like putting it on little dry patches, and I've tried putting it on top of my eyes where I have got a little bit of dry skin from using the Obagi Tretinoin, and it's nice enough, but it's not that different to the eye cream that I'm going to talk about. So this one is definitely not a repurchase for me, and I'm not really sure that I'll use this. It's something I would need to remember. Or you could add a bit of that, and you know, I could add this into the Maximum Moisture, but I don't feel like I need to. You know, this is okay standalone. So, and I don't think you would put this on over makeup. Like I'm not going to test it out, but I feel like it would just make your makeup go patchy, you know. So I'm not sure about that one, and it's not something I love. This one is £4, but nothing wrong with it. You know, it's just an odd product to me. Let me know if you've bought this and what you're using it, how you're using it. I'd be interested to know. Okay, on to Pore Balance, and the first thing I want to show you is the Blemish Rescue stickers. So I bought these because I have definitely got some breakouts. Without my makeup on today, you would see that I have a red lump here, 2 spots here, another one there, and actually you can see that one just under my chin. So I've got quite a few breakouts to test these out. Now, I really like stickers, you know, blemish stickers. I've showed you before some in my favourites. So these ones are salicylic acid and tea tree oil, and I have used quite a few of these. Firstly, because it's actually very hard to get them off this piece of plastic. If you use your nails, you end up kind of crumpling them up and they don't sit properly on your skin. So I've tried to use tweezers and that still leaves a little sort of turnover. They're very well stuck to this piece of plastic. They're not quite as sticky on the skin, but they're not one of these. I have bought some before that just completely come off. Your skin has to be free of moisture, but they are pretty sticky. But I used them the first night I had these spots and they didn't do anything for me. And I think that's because the blemish spots that I like to use are hydrocolloid ones. That means that they're sort of a bit thicker and they will absorb any yuckiness that's in the blemish, whereas this has got salicylic acid and tea tree. That doesn't tend to do anything for me. So if you know that salicylic acid works for you, then these might work perfectly well. And what's good about these is because they're so thin, I put them on and went out with them on and nobody would have noticed. You know, they kind of disguise the spot. You can't put makeup on top of them, or maybe you could, I didn't try, but I kind of didn't need to. They just sort of disguised themselves, so they're pretty good for that. And the tea tree is tea tree leaf oil, it's not essential oil, so that's really good because that would be, I think, quite irritating. So not a repurchase for me. Next is the Super Detox Clay Mousse face mask, and this is £5. I love the container of this. I love that it's in this pump bottle. That's so easy to use, really easy to use. I don't tend to use clay masks very much because, why don't I? I used to use them a lot when I had oily skin, and I don't as much now. I suppose it's because my skin has got more dry. I don't feel like I want to use clay on it. But I do really like this. When you pump it out, it just feels like a lightweight clay, and I've never felt that in any clay mask before. To me, clay masks feel very, very thick, and you spread them on and they feel very thick. This, you could put the thinnest layer on, or you can build it up, but it still feels quite lightweight. I really like this, and whether or not I'll repurchase, I don't know, because this is a big tube. I think I said it was £5 for 100ml, and so this will last a long time unless I was using it, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, which I won't. I will use this occasionally, but I can see me repurchasing this if I end up enjoying a clay mask, if you like. I can't say that I particularly noticed any benefit after using this, other than, you know, I'm sure my skin felt quite clean, but the idea is that it's drawing out any impurities and anything that's you can't necessarily get to just by wiping over your face. So I'm not sure you would feel anything. But yes, I do really like that one. And the final product I got from the Pore Balance range was this, the low pH sulfate free cleanser. I don't very often use cleansers in the bath or shower or with water. That's not my chosen way to remove my makeup or to clean my face or any of that. I like to use products without water, as you know, but I do occasionally. And what I have found is that I like the cleansing oils because I can put them over my eyes, they take off all my eye makeup and they don't sting my eyes. But then I feel like my skin is a little bit oily and I want to use something else. So this, to me, I thought would be the something else, and I thought if this was good enough to also take my eye makeup off, that would be a bonus. So I've used this a couple of times and I do like it, and it does take my eye makeup off, but it did sting my eyes ever so slightly, only ever so slightly, but that would still put me off from using it on my eye makeup. So this is a nice enough cleanser, and again, I will probably use it up, but it was £4 by the way, but it's not something that is an essential for me at all. So this was just buying it for the purpose of reviewing it. So if you like that type of cleanser, you may well like it. You know, it's not extremely foaming or anything like that. It's low pH, it's not going to strip your skin. It is a really good product. I will talk about the products that I didn't buy at the end, by the way, but on to Plump and Glow. And the first product is the Plump and Glow Facial in a Stick, and this is the only product out of everything that is a big fail for me, if you like. It says multitasking magic worker for an anywhere facial, hyaluronic acid, dragon fruit, cactus flower extract, does it all, cleanses, removes makeup, plumps and hydrates. This is awful. I don't know whether I just got unlucky, because I did notice I took the top off. I don't think it will happen now because I've sort of smushed it together, but it was broken and the top fell out. This fell off, see, like that. Let's see if that's any better there. Oh yeah, that's a tiny bit better, but not very much. This to me is just like a lip balm. That's all it's like, but one of those, a stick lip balm that to me is quite hard. And trying to put it on my face, I thought, right, let me use this as a makeup remover. Let me just try it. And I was like, oh my goodness, you really have to press it hard into your face. And then to put a cotton wool pad over it would do nothing. It just like crumpled the cotton wool pad up. I would need to then put micellar water on or something to take that little bit of moisture that had come off here off. So I've used this as a lip balm, and it's okay as a lip balm, but nothing else, I'm afraid. Like I said, I don't know whether I just got a dud one. Again, let me know if you've bought this and are using it. But it's another one of those products that I wouldn't really be sure how I would use this. You know, it says anywhere facial, but you wouldn't, you know, necessarily use this on top of your makeup, would you? Maybe you'd put it on top of your makeup and redo your makeup. I don't know. I don't understand it. And if it was much softer and creamier, then I could have maybe, you know, used it as a face, as a makeup remover. But it just, to me, it was moving my skin more than it was putting product on it. You know, it's like it was pushing my skin, because it's just, mine is too dry. So that one is a no-no for me. The thing I bought from the Plump and Glow range is this Serum in Cream Moisturiser, 1 second skin transformer, hyaluronic acid, Centella asiatica, pink pomelo, and it says it smooths and hydrates for a healthy, dewy, fresh radiance. I really like this. This product I really enjoy. I love the tube that it's in, and I was pleasantly surprised how lovely this feels on the skin. It is a very, very lightweight cream, almost a lotion, but it feels so beautiful. There's an ever so slight sort of cooling feeling, but not to make me think that it's got menthol in it or anything like that, because that would put me off. But just a very soothing, I don't know that I would say it gave me a glowy appearance, you can tell me, but it just felt extremely rich. It almost feels like an oiling cream, but not a thick oiling cream. You know, it just feels really, really nourishing, and I really like that, and I can see me repurchasing that. I will, as I've done with other products, do an empties, so I'm going to do my best to use all of these up, and I'll do an empties for you, and then that will tell you the things that I'm going to repurchase and that have become essentials. But I really enjoy using this. It feels luxurious, really luxurious. It does not feel like a basic product at all. The first product from the Pollution Solution range, that's a mouthful, is the oil-free gel hydrator, and it's in the same packaging as the Serum in Cream from the Plump and Glow range I just said I love. This one is also £5. I did make an error. I told you that there was something at £6, but there's not. Everything is £3, £4 or £5, so there's nothing over £5, so that's brilliant. So this is £5. It says that it's an antioxidant digital defender, anti-pollution, acai berry, peach flower extract, helps to shield skin from the daily environmental aggressors. This is another one of those tricky products for me. I think I would have absolutely adored this when I had extremely oily skin, because when I had oily skin, I never got that feeling of tight skin. I never felt like I needed extra hydration. You know, I would never consider using a moisture mask or anything like that. But now, with a combination of the medication I'm on to balance my hormones and also using retinoids and retinols, my skin is dry and dehydrated. And so I did think this may not work for me. It doesn't say that it's for oily skin, because she's more about skin issues than skin types. But it's an oil-free gel hydrator, and like I said, I would have loved this when I had oily skin, because it feels cooling going on. Again, not menthol cooling, it just feels like a gel. It feels mattifying, but it still feels like it's got some hydration in it. So I think this would have worked for me when I had oily skin. But again, it doesn't have an SPF in it, so it'd have to be used underneath an SPF. I wouldn't necessarily use it at night, although you could, of course. I've tried it a few times, and after using it, my skin feels tight. And so there's not enough hydration for me. So I could only use this as a sort of extra product underneath an SPF. But it really is adding in another product, because normally I'd use vitamin C and SPF. And if I was using an SPF, for example, the ordinary SPF, you guys know that that in itself makes my skin quite tight. So I can only use that if I use something like the amino acids or some kind of oil underneath. I've tried to use this underneath and it still isn't enough hydration. So if I use this and then that SPF, so I'd have to then use a vitamin C, then this, then an oil, then my SPF. And although it's got some nice ingredients in it, I just don't know that I get enough from it to want to layer that and dilute everything else. So I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it up. I'm definitely going to use it a few more times and see what I think. But for now, it's not one for me. But I think if you've got oily skin, you might love this. And the other product I bought from the Pollution Solution range is this, the Daily Skin Starter. I think there's some funny names here, like a Daily Skin Starter. Doesn't tell me that it's a primer, but that's what it is basically. It says that it is a smoothing, perfecting skin primer, anti-pollution, active AHA, lychee, peach flower extract, fine tunes the skin by helping it look brighter and locking on makeup. You guys probably know I'm not into primers. I don't wear primers, not because I don't agree with them. I just very rarely remember to use them, and I have never found one that is amazing. You know, I feel like if you get a good foundation, then and you've got a good skincare routine underneath, then a primer is really unnecessary. It's an unnecessary step. But of course, I'm going to try this and see what it does. And it feels really nice. It's very nice. But I tried it yesterday on one half of my face and then left it off the other. And I didn't notice that my skin looked any different on the side of the primer, that the makeup lasted any longer. I think this is something that would help your skin. I mean, it's got AHAs and it's got lactic acid in it. And I think it's a nice product. It's got nice ingredients in and it feels nice on the skin. But I think it might take some time before you specifically noticed anything. And for me, it's still, I haven't changed my mind about primers basically, but it is a nice product. And if you love using primers, this would be a great one to use ingredient wise, because you're doing something good for your skin as well as using a primer. Did I tell you the price of that one? Daily Skin Starter. £5 for that one as well. The final product that I bought is the Sleep Spa Every Night Eye Mask. And the Sleep Spa is where I'm desperate to buy some other items. But this is the eye mask. How much is their eye mask? Sleep Spa, £4 for this. I think this is really good. And again, I'm not really an eye cream, eye mask type of person. And maybe I should be with, you know, you guys know I'm doing the flooding method around my eyes. Up here is really kind of dry and peeling. But I always do hydrate that area with something that I think is appropriate. But it was nice to try this. And I have to say, it feels beautiful. This may convert me to an eye cream. It is a kind of gel formula, but it doesn't go on and then feel matte, which is really unusual. I find that most lightweight gel feeling lotions you put on and they instantly dry and sort of tighten a little bit. This doesn't do that at all. I've been putting it underneath here and then up here, and it feels absolutely beautiful, and it feels like I'm giving my eyes some extra moisture. However, looking at my eyes afterwards, I can't see any difference, and I still have got all of the dry skin here that I've had for the last few days using the Obagi Tretinoin. But I don't know whether that would necessarily work. I'd almost need to exfoliate that off and then put this on, you know. Does it feel more hydrated? Yes, but I don't see it necessarily. Don't know whether that's making sense. That's just been my experience so far, but I'm really enjoying using this, so much so that I'm remembering to use it, if that makes sense, because I think that's the thing with me. If something really impressed me and I really enjoyed using it, then I would remember an extra step like a primer or an eye mask or an eye cream. And so with this, I'm like, oh, my eyes are dry, I'm going to use that eye cream. And it's not even a cream, it's a sort of gel cream. So yes, I really like that. And it's £4, which is absolutely amazing. And again, ingredients wise, fantastic. Okay, so that's everything I bought. Like I said, there was quite a few items I didn't buy. I know that I didn't go through the ingredients individually, but like I said at the beginning, I have no issues with the ingredients. And so I probably wouldn't even look at the ingredients of the other items I want to buy. I'll just grab them if I see them. I can't see that you can order it online thus far, because otherwise I would have done so. You know, the Primark website just seems to have an article about it, but you can't actually buy the products. So the things that I would like to buy and the things that I didn't buy, let me tell you about those. So from the Sleep Spa, I would love to try the overnight lip mask because it sounds amazing. Alex herself said it was one of her favourites, and I've tried a few kind of overnight lip balms and nothing, I've never been that impressed with anything. So I would really like to try that. I would like to try the sleeping face mask. You've heard me say probably before, I don't really believe there is such a thing as a sleeping face mask. There is, it's a night cream. It's just a new name for a night cream, but I would really like to try that night cream. There is a one step night cleanse. It's an oil to milk conditioning cleanser. I don't know whether that's one that's used with water or not, but I'm really interested to try that one. So basically I'd like to try everything from the Sleep Spa that I haven't, because this is the eye cream that I've tried. But they said they were only out of one thing, but I'm sure I didn't see any of those other things when I went into the Primark store. I actually went in on the day that Alex Steinherr was coming, but I was there very early in the morning, and I think she was coming later on in the day, otherwise I may have stayed. There was a lot of masks, and I thought they were all sheet masks, so I just didn't really pay attention to them. But I think there is one where you mix two products together maybe. So I'm going to have another look at the masks when I'm in, and if there is one that isn't a sheet mask, I will definitely try that one. I think it may be the City mask. I can see here there's the Power mask. There's a Maximum Moisture which says it's a sheet mask, and then there's the City mask. So I don't know which one is which. Oh, there's an anti-blackhead stick. Well, I don't get blackheads, so that's not something I could really comment on or use for anything. And then in the pollution solution range, that's where the City mask is. What else is there? Oh, there is some exfoliating pads. That's the only other thing I didn't buy, because I did buy the Daily Skin Starter and I did buy the Gel Hydrator. The exfoliating pads, they're just not me really. I prefer to use a cotton pad with a liquid exfoliator, because I found that I would use the pads. I have used pads before, and the skin would start to come off on my fingers. I know that's a really weird reason. I would wash my hands before doing my whole night routine, and then I would use the pads, and they just, yeah, it would make the ends of my fingers go all dry. So they're just not my cup of tea, that's all. But I'm sure that they are wonderful. If it had have been a liquid AHA, then I probably would have. Hopefully I'll get those other three things from the Sleep Spa next visit to Edinburgh, which will be in about a week and a half, and maybe a mask. And how will I show you? I'll probably show you them in some kind of combined haul, something like that, or maybe even favourites if they're favourites, or if they were fails, they would be in my empties. I'm thoroughly impressed with this, I have to say. So impressed that finally somebody has not only said that they're not adding fragrance to a product, but they're not putting in the damaging essential oils that some people think because they're natural are okay, and they're not. They're so dangerous to your skin. And I say dangerous because I can tell you of a fail that I've got. Do you remember I said I was going to buy the QRX? I bought the retinol and niacinamide, and I said I wanted to buy their, what is it called? It's a little bottle of like sulfur and calamine lotion, and it's to put on spots. So I told you I had these blemishes come up, so I started off with that because I hadn't bought the Primark stuff at that point, and I put it there. And as I always do with those, because I've used the Mario Badescu drying lotion, I think that's what it's called, drying lotion. I've used another one that doesn't have alcohol in it because the Mario Badescu one does, and then this one. Now I did notice that it had a little bit of eucalyptus oil in it, but I assumed it was very low on the list. It didn't smell very strong, and so as I do with my others, I piled it on top of the two blemishes, and then I just used what was left on the cotton pad and wiped it over my chin and went to sleep. That morning, I should have taken a photo of it actually. I got a great big welt, like literally across my chin, and it was bright red, and by the time I got to the wedding my skin was extremely dry because it was starting to heal and peel, and it was just awful. So anyway, sorry, that's a little bit of a rant on fragrance. I'm just so delighted that finally there's a skincare range that you can almost not worry about the ingredients, because, you know, the Revolution skincare came out with all of those products and they seemed to be fragrance free, but then you'd find one and it was just added fragrance at the top plus essential oils, and you just thought, what, you know, what's the point if everything is not going to be the same? Whereas everything I've seen here, there is no fragrance, there is no alcohol, and it's good for your skin. My only issue is that there's no SPF, and slightly off-putting is that there is no scent. But, you know, I've just said I love that it's got no fragrance, so I can't have everything. The only way to get a scent in really would be to put something like coconut oil, or to put in like the rosemary leaf extract or something like that, and it's not necessary, it's an unnecessary ingredient. So my fails, if you like, are really just that facial in a stick didn't work for me. The hydration on the go I'm not really sure about, but my favourites would be the eye mask, is that what it's called? Every night eye mask, yeah, the eye cream, the serum in cream moisturiser, and the pore balance mask. Those would be my picks so far. So I hope that this has been useful to you. I know that there was a lot of people waiting for this video. Let me know what you've used, especially if you've used any of the things that I'm going to buy. I believe that there are good reviews of the Sleep Spa mask. I haven't watched any reviews yet to see other people's opinions. Sometimes I do that because I forget, but I like to do my review without hearing other people's opinions, so that I'm not affected by that, if that makes sense. But I'd love to hear what your opinions are on everything. I hope that it becomes available online, because that is a shame then for people that don't have Primark within reach. You know, I mean, it's not easy for me to get to, but I can make a trip to get it, you know. So that's everything. So what have I got on makeup wise? I've got on the IT Cosmetics CC Cream in Light. I've got on the IT Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, Nars blush in Sin. You saw what I had on my lips. Earrings are from River Island. Top is from Patty Boutique, and that's everything. Thank you.